Welcome back to AFTV. I'm here with Christian. Arsenal extend their lead to 5 points with a win today over Chelsea, although I would say Christian's not the most convincing, but a win nevertheless.
Yeah, I mean, I said before the game, all I want is 3 points. Whatever it takes, whether it's 1-0, 2-1, scrappy win, penalties, set piece, I don't care, man. There's 10 games to go, 9 games now after today. We just need the points. Put the pressure back on, make it 5 again. City did their job yesterday. You can look at City's performance yesterday and say that wasn't convincing. Leeds could have had a couple of goals, but they got the job done. Today, yeah, maybe it wasn't convincing, maybe it was scrappy. Maybe there's arguments about, and I heard you say if we play like this, we won't, but there's 9 games to go. You can go back to the first game of the season against United at Old Trafford and say that wasn't convincing. We won't win the league playing like this. Like I say, there's 9 games to go now. It doesn't matter how you play. Get 3 points on the board and move on. We could talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, the point I was making was with 9 games left, we have to up the levels of performance because not every time you're going to get away with a performance like that and win. You do need. But anyway, you're right. The win is a win is a win. That was the important thing. Cagey start, not too much happening, which is a bit surprising for a London derby, yeah?
Yeah, I thought both teams looked tired. It looked a bit like a pre-season friendly. There was no real quality. If I'm completely honest, it didn't look like one team's going for the title and one team's fighting to be in the Champions League next season. This was a massive game for Chelsea as well. Liverpool picking up 3 points this weekend. United winning today after Palace went down to 10 men. Aston Villa dropping points. This is a big chance for Chelsea to, not just stop us, but for themselves. Neither team really looked up for it. I thought it was... Defensively, we looked good in the first half. I thought Saliba was our best player. Obviously, then we get the goal from the corner. But going forward, we just looked off it. Saka was maybe the only one who kind of showed a little bit of quality. Gyökeres not really getting in the game. It wasn't sticking to him. Eze with a lot of heavy touches, overhit passes. Trossard, for some reason, was inverting, which then made it easy for Reece James just to hold his position. There was we weren't stretching their defence. Nothing was sticking in the first half. It's going forward, we looked poor. It was scrappy.
It was a strange game.
It was a strange game. And I said, if it's going to be a strange game, if it's going to be a scrappy game, it's going to be one of these. Just get the 3 points, and we did that in the end. But look, set piece, comes to the rescue again. It's actually been a while since we scored a set piece in the Prem. I think it's 17 goals from open play in a row before today. And then look, we get 2 set pieces in one game, and we win the game. So look, you have to use it to your advantage. It's a superpower of ours. When you've got a guy like Declan Rice who could put a ball in like that, sometimes you win games. I think Man United, when they came here last season, we won 2-0, 2 set pieces. I think Saliba actually scored in that one as well. Today we didn't play well. Scrappy game, but we found a way to win. And
of course, we conceded from a set piece as well. And it's interesting because Reece James, we were saying that he has the quality to give us problems on the set pieces. And so it proved today because literally every time they got a corner, they did look dangerous.
They did. If you go back to Stamford Bridge when they were down to 10 men, they scored from a corner in that game. It was Chalobah. So we know what Chelsea can do from set pieces. They have that threat as well. The delivery, it was actually twice in a row. We had the warning first of all with Rice. I think it was Hato. He was kind of holding him. Then maybe a handball. Maybe you can argue we're fortunate not to give away a penalty. And then we get punished. Pierre Hincapié. I don't really know why he scores an own goal because he's got all the time in the world to watch the ball coming in, to time his header. But he jumps late. He gets a flick on it and it goes into the net. So it was poor, but...
I think from what I saw, it was good. It was fizzed in, and at the angle, if you don't get that absolutely spot on, it comes off the side of your head, and then you saw it happen.
Yeah, but he's watching the ball the whole way, so you got to get good contact on it. I'm not going to go in on Hincapié. I thought he actually was one of our better players.
Yeah, he was actually.
And then we go in. That's right before half time as well. That was a disappointment. We hadn't played well, but Chelsea also hadn't played well. Cole Palmer. I'm not one to go in on players, but people talk about Saka. Come on, man. Come on. Let's be honest. That guy, from what he was to what he is now, he is a shadow of himself. Saka isn't what he was, but you see moments, you see glimpses, you see performances. Even just look at last week, one of the best players on the pitch, Cole Palmer. Come on, man. We need to have a serious conversation about this guy because what has happened to that guy? Obviously, injuries, don't get me wrong, it's sad to see, but that wasn't Cole Palmer on the pitch today. The amount of overhit passes, times in front of goal where he just doesn't look confident to shoot.
Maybe we should feel fortunate that he wasn't on it because
100%.
Because we weren't on it, especially either. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, we were saying, weren't we, that we're not sure if he makes a plane for the World Cup on that type of performance.
That's a conversation.
But then, that's for them. With the goal we got in the end, I mean, they pulled it back to 1-1. We said that in the second half we needed to see a bit of a reaction. I don't think we got that, which was disappointing in the second half.
Yeah, weird, because I think there was a stat that we saw a couple of weeks ago. Between 46 and 60, Arsenal scored the most goals in Europe. So straight after half-time. So whatever Arteta's doing at half-time is working, whether it's motivating the players, tactically realising what he needs to change and then getting it right. We saw it at Spurs last week. We scored 3 minutes after the kickoff. So, yeah, I thought Chelsea actually came out the better team. Yeah. They were attacking. Nothing really clear-cut. A couple of set pieces, no real big openings, chances. And then we get the goal again, probably against the run of play.
Yeah.
You know, another good ball in from Rice. I thought maybe there was a little foul on Sanchez, but after watching the replay, there was nothing on Sanchez at all. He was just definitely acting, trying to con the referee. And you've got to give credit to Timber as well. Right place at the right time, puts it in. 2-1. And then you expect us to go up a gear, you know, then start dominating the game, go and get the third. They go down to 10 men. By the way, I don't understand Pedro Neto. It's the most clear and obvious second yellow you'll ever see. Martinelli kicks the ball past him. He goes in with 2 feet, tries to take him down. And he's complaining about getting a second yellow. I don't understand that.
It took about 5 minutes to get off the pitch, which I thought was really bad.
But they go down to 10 men. And my only disappointment after that is they look like the team with 11 men. You know, we kind of sat back. We let them have the ball a lot in defence. Caicedo was kind of bursting through a lot.
You know what? It was kind of reminiscent of the corresponding game. When we played Chelsea, they went down to 10 men, and for a while, they looked good. Or we didn't look as good. It's one of the two, or maybe a combination of both.
I guess they're used to playing with 10 men. I think that's 10 red cards this season that they've had, which is ridiculous. Both games in the Prem against us, they've, you know, Caicedo getting sent off in the first and Pedro Neto today. But yeah, that was the only thing. It was a bit worrying towards the end. Obviously, João Pedro with the chance where he's offside, and then I think it was Liam Delap who put it in. But apart from, and you know what, actually, David Raya, we need to talk about him.
Yeah, I was going to mention him, but yeah.
Can't remember when the save was, the first half or second half, but he made that save from João Pedro. Yeah. When, to be honest, João Pedro should have put it in the corner, but he made a good save. And then it was Garnacho that put that ball in, wasn't it, right at the end, and he scrambled across. Yeah. And because he's rooted to the spot, because I think it was João Pedro is getting across. If he gets a touch, Ryan needs to dive the other way. So he waits, and the last minute.
I thought it was in.
I thought it was in as well. Looked like it was in. What was that?
And for that, I'm going to give him man of the match.
Fair enough. For me, it's between him and William Saliba. I thought Saliba was brilliant. There was one pass that he misplaced. I think he gave it to their player. But apart from that, defensively, I thought he was brilliant. Scored the first goal, which was a very important goal. I like his celebration as well. I don't know what he's doing, but it was a cool celebration. And Gabriel, I give those 3 credit. Obviously, Timber got the goal.
But to bring it full circle, because, you know, in the interest of time, it's a game to forget, really, in terms of what happened on the pitch. The important thing was...
No, it's not a game to forget.
I think the performance...
I think that's the wrong narrative. If this is a game... Hold on. If this is a game that wins us a league title, if this is 3 points in a season that wins us a league title, it's not a game to forget at all. I'm not going to watch the highlights back in 20 years and go, you know what, actually, we won the league title, but I'm going to forget that game. That is part of a team. But sometimes it's not. Sometimes you don't play well, you get 3 points. You watch it back and go, look how we ground out that win.
Hear me out.
No, I know what you're going to say. I get the narrative, but there's 9 games to go. We're top of the league.
By Arsenal.
Yeah, it was poor, but why forget it?
So that's why.
Why not look at it and go, you know what, let's take the positives. We got 3 points in the game we didn't play well.
If you allow me, that's what I'm coming to. The performance was one to forget.
I don't
No, I'm in control here. I'm holding the mic. So no,
barging me.
Listen, we both agree. The performance weren't good. What I'm saying is the end result is what we both want. And for that, I'm going to give the team credit. But in terms of the performance, not for me.
Fair enough. I agree. Yeah. But I wouldn't say one to forget, because when you don't play well and you find a way to win, that's what they always say. It's a sign of champions. There's been games like that. I said, Man United at Old Trafford, they're Bournemouth away. There's been other games. There's been plenty of games where we haven't necessarily played well or deserved to win. And we found a way. So that's it. 3 points, we move on. 5 points cleared, 9 to go. Let's go and win this thing.
Well said. All right. Sorry.
Travelling to away games has never been easier, especially with Rocket Mobile.
Unlimited data, unlimited everything in the UK. When you leave the UK, it's 20 gig of roaming data. Life is very easy.
£16 a month, no hassle.
How you doing?
You're doing all right. And this is what you get in Europe.
Hello. Come on, the others.
Come on,
Thank you so much. Leave you the man.